I have been thinking about what we talked about before. The idea of purpose in one's life. You told me that fun was important. I assumed you were joking and dismissed it out of hand. But, having thought about it, I wonder now if you were right. Or at least, if I were too quick to reject the idea. I have been single-minded in my pursuits. I have always believed the decisions I made were necessary, that there was no other option. I have sacrificed much to be where I am now. And I'm starting to wonder if it has been worth it. Thank you. I have always believed, no, hoped, that is true. I have told you that I am not one to discuss my past. And yet, thank you. I appreciate the reassurance, but I would like to try. I promised to provide for my family. That meant working with smugglers to procure supplies we could not acquire any other way. I have spent my adult life away from my home, jumping from one planet to the next, living in dangerous conditions, often surrounded by violence. It certainly influenced the way I see the universe. I was convinced from the beginning that it was unwise to let anyone get too close. I had, maybe not quite friends, but people I cared about. Yet there was always a distance I could not reach across. I often find other people complicated and confusing. It seemed easier to not become attached, especially when circumstances meant I might never see them again, with no warning. And yet here we are. I find we work better together. What I am trying to say is that I now wonder whether it has been the right decision to distance myself from others. I appreciate that more than you know. I have things I wish to discuss with you, when you have time. So, we finally have all the answers. And yet here I stand, feeling like I understand even less than I did before. This talk of the unity of a multiverse? Dead friends appearing again? It is all simply too much. I do not see how any of this is cause for celebration. If we have won, I am not sure what comes next. The very notion of this unity seems to call into question everything we know about the universe. Of course, I want to support all of Constellation, you included. But it is so much to consider. Even if everything the Starborn have said is true, if you pass into this unity and come out in some other universe, look at who they are, and what they have become. They have the faces and voices of people you know, but are nothing like them. Are you not at all worried that the same fate would befall you? That you would become someone unrecognizable to the rest of us? That feels very much like you are just trying to delay this conversation as long as possible. But you are not wrong. And certainly, at this point, we would not want the artifacts falling into any other hands. We should get back to it. Now that we know what to work towards, there's no time to waste.
Did you need something?
I will watch your back.
Hi.
It would seem that the occupants left in a hurry. Hopefully for no reason we need to be concerned about.
Engine spin-up time almost complete. Total time 5 minutes 22 seconds. Right on schedule.
How are the helium-3 valves holding, Nova?
We double-checked the leakage concerns this morning before the launch. All signs green.
Any changes to the calculation sequence from Voltaire?
No changes since we uploaded the last figures yesterday. It's a clean shot from here to Jupiter.
One day the computer will be on board the spaceship. Just imagine that.
One miracle of science at a time,
Earliest space
Canaveral.
flights were likely
Counting
coordinated
down.
from
5,
here.
4, 3.
Strange to be standing on such a unique bit of history.
Canaveral, are you reading?
All clear, Nova. Indicators look good. The ship should be cruising Jupiter's orbit right now. Visual confirmation will be possible in 32 minutes. Afraid the speed of light is on the slow side these days.
How does it feel to break the laws of physics, Canaveral?
We're all pretty excited down here in NASA, I won't lie.
Excited enough to tell me where you got the original data?
Not in a million years, Nova.
changed, but it was built for a reason. Work would not have been done if the ship had not meant to launch. A shame. It seems the only thing lacking is power. With it, this elevator should be functional. Like the cold. Stiffens the joints, lowers reaction times. Whoever once used this room probably never could have.
Station log. Dr. Judith Tatien. The recent delivery from
Imagine
Mars
all
is
that has happened
unsettling.
since it was built.
I was expecting rock samples or maybe fossils of microbial life. Instead, Dr. Victor Isa comes with 2 members of the military. Everything they brought back is under wraps. What could a theoretical physicist need with a sample from Mars?
It would seem there is more here to explore. Shall we? NASA was very proud of all that it accomplished. I suppose they had a right to be.
I just don't understand where these calculations came from.
There's something wrong with the math? I think it's quite straightforward.
That's not what I'm asking. We've had no success extracting even a sample of material from the object. No explanation for the gravitational effects. No motion graph to explain its harmonic frequencies. I can't even establish a
Looks like
bouncing
early
point.
testing for planetary habitats.
But you've had me building these prototype
The
colliders
looks
for
on their faces
and
if
now
we
you
could
want me to
show
talk
them
Ilium
all that we
3
have
into it
learned.
based on this equation you've written on a goddamn napkin?
I just need you to trust me.
I have been trusting you. We keep slamming our heads against a brick wall, getting nothing. And you keep coming up with
This
something
facility
new to
covered
try.
quite a
Like,
range of
you know what's
disciplines.
going to happen.
I must not been kind
Where
to
are
it.
you getting your information, Victor?
I'm sorry, Judith. Look, not here, okay? Somewhere off base. I'll tell you everything. But I'm not lying, okay? We're going to discover something important here. I promise.
Vasco would see his likeness in this model? The scope of this facility is massive. I wonder how many knew how big it really was.
Project Log. Dr. Victor Isa. We turned on the prototype today. The gravitational field around it began to fold as we long suspected. Complete reversal of gravitational pull was observed on dozens of loose objects around the lab. I'm setting up a meeting with the directors to propose a larger test. The prototype proves we don't need the original anymore, but further work is going to have to take place in space. Somewhere with abundant helium-3 and with a civilian partner. Someone with access to large-scale manufacturing resources and computational equipment.
Project Log. Dr. Judith Tatien. I watched the gravjet tests from the moon today. It was the first time we were able to talk to the team at Nova Galactic directly. So many things were under wraps before, but now everyone wants all the publicity they can get. I'm already seeing proposals for manufacturing androids of drives. Expeditions to Alpha Centauri and beyond. It's also overwhelming and worrying. It could take years, decades, before we know what all these side effects of operating a grav drive can be. But no one wants to hear that right now. Like a bunch of pioneers racing towards the edges of the frontier without knowing about the grizzly bears in the mountains.
We must be nearing the artifact.
My name is Dr. Victor Isa. And if you're listening to this, then you probably already know the truth. I was young when I first headed the retrieval team of an odd gravitational anomaly on Mars. But I kept what really happened that day hidden from everyone except one other person. Even she didn't believe me at first. But I have no reason to lie to anyone now, so I hope you'll accept this confession, whoever you are. When I touched the anomaly, I experienced 12 days of lost time. I met myself. He told me everything that has since come true. The grav drive equation, the tests on the moon, Earth's atmosphere sputtering away because of what we had done. But he also told me about a city thriving on a planet orbiting a distant star. Human culture, art, music, lifestyles evolving and shining brightly across all of space. What price would I be willing to pay for that future? Maybe you don't believe me. Maybe Judith was right and I'm just a coward who wants to believe his mistakes were justified. But everyone has forgotten about the real origins of the grav drive, this artifact from Mars. I hope you make better use of it than I did.
Constellation, we've arrived on the surface of Earth. We need to discuss what you found.
And it looks like other Starborn got here before us. So, you might have company.
Your abilities are
understand now why I asked you to come here. The artifacts unlocked the secret of interstellar travel. At the cost of Earth.
An easy trade, honestly. Why have one world when you can have all the settled systems?
Don't you see? The power of the artifact forced humanity to the stars. They didn't get to make a choice. How many would have chosen Earth? What gave Victor Isa the right to choose for them?
You see the hypocrisy in what the emissary is saying, right? They don't want to rob people of their free will, but then they steal the artifacts for themselves.
In the wrong hands, the power of the artifacts can make anyone a tyrant. That is why we watch over them. The only thing you're watching out for is yourself.
Finally, common sense.
Do not do this. Even if you agree with the Hunter's methods, he is only looking out for himself.
Oh, I think we all know that. But I want you to succeed. You've never gotten this far before. I need to see what happens to you. Yes, I also like picking winners.
Fine. You two have made your choice. The usual place.
The buried temple. Oh yes, we'll be there.
I'm sorry it's come to this.
You and I better have a chat. Talk through the next steps. I have a little favor I want to ask you, too. Keeper Aquilus, my illustrious counterpart. He's a loose end that needs tying. Let me take in this moment. It's not every day you get to send an assassin after yourself. Good luck. Yes, more questions? No, this is how it works. Trust me, I've tried this a bunch of ways. The emissary will wait at the buried temple for us. Gives you a little time to prepare before the final throwdown. And for our part, we wait to kill them until we get there. I mean, maybe the emissary will kill us instead, but I like our odds. If I were you, I'd find as many of the temples as I could. You'll need all the power you can get. Oh, I'm not missing this. I'll be meeting you there. Now it's a little playground where Starborn like to fight over the last artifact before going to the Unity. You'll like it. It's got everything.
Simple jump. The same as I've made dozens of times before, and something touched me. Something wrong.
Did you find it? Your answers? I haven't had a chance to talk about all the truths of Unity in quite some time. Unfortunately, I need to maintain my habit of saying yes and no. Are you really Starborn if you're not hunting for the artifacts? When you stop racing toward glimpsing the Unity? They may have no unified culture, but rituals persist that make all Starborn who they are. And am I really the hunter anymore? Can you call all of us the same man? Every version through every universe? At what point do we have the right to our individuality?
That is not precisely true, though, is it? One should not be held accountable for the actions of the other.
Yes, I can't deny that. All versions of me who have crossed universes are culpable in the violence we perpetuated. I'm sorry. I wish there was more I could do. Anyway, if you do get to the Unity, I hope you keep our conversations in mind. Figure out your own truth and hold on to it. It could end up being the only constant you have amidst the infinite worlds that will stretch out before you. Of course, how could he not? It's exactly what I would do if I was still as lost as he is. You are never fully separate from your other selves, not completely. Do we somehow share a soul, and is it merely our actions that differ? Another of a million questions to ponder. Killing every version of us will not bring him peace. Tell him that.
No, I will not help you hurt people.
Listen up. You have until I get bored to give us what we want, or we're going to blow you into vacuum and take it anyway. You're running out of time to make this. I guess we'll have to do this the hard way.
Shields are down!
What did you need? Hello. Of course.
So, how was it? Did you kill Aquilus, as I asked? Or did you let him go? Oh, come on. You don't think it crossed my mind that you might not do it? That you might just tell him to run away? Funny. Doesn't quite feel the way I was expecting. Well, no matter. Next universe, I'll handle it myself. See if that makes a difference.
I haven't come alone. We will stop you from exploiting the artifacts. You and the Hunter. Maybe. But we aren't going to surrender the way to the Unity easily.
There may not be life here, but we should still be cautious.
Again. Let's go find the emissary, shall we? I'm sure we're friends along the way. Yes, look at us, working together. Oh, we're just scratching the surface. Some Starborn make a habit of using local mercenaries to build fortifications. Try to hold the rest of us off. All these defenses and the people who built them are pawns. Our true goal lies further inside. Madness and tradition, I suppose. Somehow this place started being the final proving ground. You'll probably start to understand why as we get further in. It's special. I've tried to break the habit of doing this a few times, but even I can't stop all the Starborn in the universe from converging on this spot. It's annoying. Rule 1. Don't trust the dead. The powerful Starborn can resurrect corpses to fight for them. Nearly as well as when they were alive. And the big military base isn't just for show. Robots, turrets, security doors. Expect everything.
Always worth checking. Never know what you might find in their pockets. Yes? If I can take a few things.
I'm not sure who thought of it first. But getting those ecliptic mercs to build a little fortress on top of a temple was pretty inspired.
Ah, hello.
Of course, we'll
I've
still
never
need to
been one
kill
to...
a few Starborn, too.
Okay, you. You're up. Something goes wrong in there, we'll come get you.
Why would anything go wrong? Shouldn't we...
Would you shut up? Both of you do your jobs. Client is on his way. What are you waiting for? How do you know about Barrett? You sneak into my files? We'll be talking about this later, Dusty. Now get in that cavern.
Don't look at me. I've done my
Enough
part.
stalling. Go.
Ah, there you are. Enjoy your little jaunt in the multiverse? There will be a few more up ahead. It's a multiverse. Both of those questions are probably true somewhere in the infinite. But if you were worried that you just murdered someone from your past, then I think the odds are low. It's all a blur to me these days. Although my favorites are the ones related to my time on Earth. I'm older than you might think. Yes, let's.
Still hard to good boy.
All systems.
I assume that reactor is the main source of power for this entire facility.
We have visitors! Vadek, you didn't tell me we have visitors.
We have visitors.
Welcome. What's mine is yours. Well, no, it's still mine, but you get what I mean. Now, how am I supposed to take a strange comment like that? Is this some kind of... some kind of... You don't deserve the final artifact. This life you've led, you're nothing but a thief, an opportunist, a liar. Such a limited understanding of reality. The unity is not won or lost. You think you have a right to the infinite? You're nothing! Guards!
This temple has a way of getting to you. Don't let it. This temple has a way of getting to you. Finally, it's good to be back.
Come on, Rook. Come on. You can make it. Barely stepped on the juryman's road with us. Can't see another soul off to the void so soon. No. No! I'll pour one out to the blackest sea for you, Rook. What the? Crix's ghost? What kind of cruelty is this? This some Starborn trick? Come to mock me before you twist the blade? What are you then? Some lost soul? No salvation here. Not sure if I agree with the trade. One life is one too many. Well, ghost from the other side. I'll keep what you said rolling around in my head for a spell. But for now, wouldn't mind if you gave me a bit. I just lost a friend.
That sight never gets old. The artifact awaits. It's time to end another cycle.
Best not to leave anything useful behind. What is it?
I know you're not the person I lost all those universes ago, but my heart still breaks just the same. And you have no right to pursue the artifacts with no regard to the consequences. I will not let more universes fall under the shadow of this search. Let's end this.
I'm glad it was in your hands.
After you.
I belong in the unity.
Look at us, a great team. Now the unity awaits. Oh, probably. But the similarities between universes blur after a while. It makes the differences all the sharper. Yes, you're right. Here, you've earned these. Once all the artifacts are together, the way to the Unity will open. Then, you and I will be walking into the infinite. I'll be making myself at home on your ship from here on out. I want to make sure I'm nearby for the big moment. Well, that depends on your perspective, honestly. But if you're attached to the versions of the people you know from this universe, then a little goodbye chat might be in order. That's not exactly how this whole process works. Let's just get to the Unity. You'll understand after you've been through it a few times. You really don't get it, do you? It's everywhere, it's nowhere. You think about it too long, your head's going to explode. All that matters is that the Armillary is your ticket to it. Save the rest for those hypocrites who want it to be something it's not. Oh, I'd rather not say. It's a personal experience. Best to just see it for yourself. The Armillary just needs to be completed in your ship. Then, once your grav drive gets a little power, the two will react, and you'll be there.
Yes?
just need to put the arm...
It appears Constellation's current mission is at its end. It is customary to offer congratulatory statements. Neither of those statements are correct. Constellation's overarching mission will never be over, and the goal of discovery is not a matter of winning. I hope the process of becoming Starborn is done without causing any physical trauma. But, given the unknown physiological requirements of crossing universes, that seems unlikely. Given that the Starborn encounters have so far not included any robots, the safe assumption is that I will need to remain behind. If we do not see each other again, goodbye, Captain. From a statistical standpoint, you have been an unusually effective member of this team.
Can we speak for a moment? So, the Unity awaits. I'm not as afraid as I thought I would be. Stepping away from the world you know can lead to a better place. I do not know if I would say the same. More that I accept it. I'm ready. Do you think we will see each other after the Unity? Will we even recognize each other if we do? Oh, that was already my plan. If we do not see each other again, then goodbye. I am proud of all that we have accomplished. If you have the time, I wish to speak to you. I have something I wanted to say. But I confess I am afraid of how you will react. I am reluctant to put that to the test. But it is necessary that we are honest with each other. You told me that you believe in going it alone, as you put it. But we have traveled together for a while now. I feel I must honor that time with the truth. The little I have spoken of my history has been nothing but truth. I worked with smugglers. I have caused my share of pain and suffering. What I have left out, until now, is that all of that was done on behalf of House Va'ruun. My people. My family. I had no idea. I had heard that there were those who believed but were not born Va'ruun. It is good to meet one of you face to face. I can explain why I have not revealed myself. Several years ago, I intercepted requests from Constellation to access Va'ruun's space, speaking only of exploration. I was sent to infiltrate Constellation, posing as a former smuggler looking for a new purpose in life. I am pleased to have fulfilled that wish for you, I suppose. But certainly not everyone shares that view. Several weeks after I arrived, I attempted to access secure records within Constellation's archives. Vladimir and Sarah were waiting for me. I thought the same. And yet there they were. I was horrified. My failure would be reported to the High Council, and the penalty would be severe. They do not. I have, for now, kept that information to myself. You and I have spent so much time together. It has been increasingly difficult to keep this from you. And I am sorry for that. Telling you this violates so many of the orders I was given. But it was the right thing to do. I can feel that. I hope that is true. I understand that this may change what you think of me. I know that you may no longer wish to associate with me. I believe that in this moment, honesty is more important than anything. No matter what happens next, I have appreciated the time with you, and I thank you for trusting me.
Are you looking to start something?